Hey parents and students, so the next lesson we're going to be learning is 10 times as many. However, I'm going to do a couple days worth of work and preface on place value and digit value. This is going to be an important skill that students need as a prerequisite before doing many different things we're going to be working on. For expanded form, 10 times as many, for multiplication even. So we need to make sure that students have this particular skill under wraps before really moving on. At the end of this video, I'll give you a couple resources to use with your student to practice if you feel they need more practice in that subject area. So to begin with, we have a number here, 487,162. So it's important to know, to begin with, this is a number. Now it gets really confusing when we start saying, okay, this number within a number. So what mathematicians decided to do is they call these numbers 2, 6, 1, 7, 8, 4 within this whole number a digit. So we have 2, 6, 1, 7, 8, 4. Each of these is a digit. So within this number, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. Now the next part that's really important is the difference between place value and digit value. Well, in order to do that, we need to make sure that we know our place values. So if we take this number and we do and we kind of take that number and we expand it into each place value. Now it's really important to know that these are the place values. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. I can tell you right now, students are pretty solid on ones, tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands. However, you might want to practice more with your student 10,000s and 100,000s because that's more of the add-on from last year. Now, when something's asking for what is the place value, that's when you answer for ones, tens, 100,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s. So for instance, if we want to know the place value of the 8 in this number, we would say, okay, and I always have students go over the number over and over and over, starting from the right. That helps them get used to the place values and that repetition. So we have the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So the 8 digit here is in the 10,000s place. So the place value is the 10,000s. And again, that's a little foreign to students. I always tell them, have you ever heard of a six-figure salary? That's what we hope for. We hope to get something in the 100,000s. However, most salaries or money that you make is within 10,000s. So that kind of helps them understand, oh yeah, if I want to be a doctor or this or that, I can be in the 100,000s. Maybe millions, but we're not there yet. Now, if we look at a digit value, I'm going to use the orange for that. Now I'm looking at the digit 8. And I want to know the digit value of this 8. So I would look and I would say, okay, this is in the 10,000s. So just like if the 8 was over here in the tens, we would call it 80. Well, this is in the tens place, only in the thousands period, so it's still 80. So our digit value is 80, but it's in that thousands period, so 80,000. Or number form, which is what they'll most likely have to do, 80,000. Now, I prefer for students to really know and understand that particular aspect, 80,000. 400,000, 100, 7,000s. However, if you see them having difficulty and they're having a hard time getting that digit value, another way you could say it is, okay, we're looking at which digit? The 8. Okay, great. Put down the 8. And then I always tell them to separate by the commas. So what they can do is they could take each number and they just have to account for the place value. So they could turn each of these into a 0. So we have a number. So we're going to turn that 7 into a 0. Then we have the comma, comma, and then 0, 0, 0. Turn each one. So that's a strategy to help them. What's the digit? How many zeros come after? I prefer them to know, but again, if they're having difficulty, I always tell them use whatever works for you. So if we examine the, let me grab a different color, 7, the digit 7, and we ask for what is the place value, we would say, oh, it's in the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So the place value, at this point I'll put PV, is thousands. But the digit value, and I'm going to put DV, is, okay, what digit are we looking at? 7. Oh, then we have the comma. Turn them into zeros. 100, tens, ones. 1 is a 0. 6 is a 0. 2 is a 0. So digit value.